This is the revisited 6-part series for 31 Days of Horror with Andy Lewin and Stephen Radford. Episode 3, Days 11 through 15 with films: The Burbs, Black Christmas, Feeding Frenzy, The Haunting of Julia, and Triangle.
Hi everybody, you are listening to 31 Days of Horror, a series of blogs and podcasts where every day for 31 days from October the 1st till October the 31st, you will be taken on a ride through 31 film experiences, unlike the typical list of movies that you come to expect from the Halloween season.
Really?
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Hollywood's nice guy.
Yeah, you can't beat Tom Hanks. Sully was shit.
Wasn't very good, was it?
Hi, welcome back to 31 Days of Horror.
Yes, that's what it's called.
And what do we do for 31 Days of Horror?
We talk about a different horror film, or, well, a film. 31 films over the 31 days.
Oh, the doubters of this room.
Well, I would argue that the film we're about to talk about is not a horror film.
It's not a horror film, but sometimes when you've got 31 films, watching a horror film every day can take it out of you, right?
It could do, but there's definitely horror elements in it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because there has to be, because it is a horror comedy,
Yeah.
and you can't make a horror comedy without actually having. What are we talking about here?
The Burbs.
The Burbs. We're talking about Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, Carrie Fisher, and Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman's scary enough as it is.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anyway.
Apparently has the evidence. One day he'll come out with it.
Oh, one day. I'm excited for that. But let's talk about The Burbs. I mean, The Burbs is, like you say, it's not a horror film
Per se, but like I say, it has.
You gotta have a break from.
Yeah, and it does have horror elements.
Imagine watching Martyrs every single day for 31 days.
I don't think I could watch it
I'd
again.
just be peeling my face off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'd reach enlightenment.
Yeah, you might do. Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Just laugh it off.
Yeah.
But The Burbs is it's definitely a different movie, but it's not one that everybody's seen or recognizes as a Tom Hanks film.
You don't think?
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I don't think
Really?
this is
That's interesting.
I don't think this is the Tom Hanks go-to movie
Oh no.
for the go-to Tom Hanks fan.
No,
Who's
I
going
wouldn't
to-
say that. I thought you meant like people go The Burbs. Oh,
Oh yeah, what did
Tom
say?
Hanks wasn't in that.
Deniers. The world is flat. Clearly.
I like the idea of it. I like the so you got your perfect white picket fenced neighborhood,
Yeah.
and the family move in, don't they? This
Yeah.
family move in, and they're all
Watching the new neighbors move in,
Yeah,
and Tom
and,
Hanks is taking a holiday from work. I think it was just purposely to watch these neighbors who he's a bit suspicious of,
yeah.
and
It just plays out like that. It's
a
real
fun
film. Yeah.
mystery, and like you say, well, it does have horror elements. What are those horror elements?
Well, I'd say that car is straight out of
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds kind of music video. Car.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost. It's not, but it's almost gothic looking. It's the
Yeah.
big long station wagon. It's black. You can't see in the windows because they're filthy. You know, it's a trope used in numerous films.
Let's talk about. Let's nail all these tropes. I mean, there's the whole neighbor burying people and getting rid of the bodies.
Yeah.
That's a trope.
Yeah.
That's a trope. The unknown, the knocking on the door to the haunted house, the house that doesn't quite look like everybody else's house on that suburb.
The fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown, and and the idea of a neighbor going missing.
Yeah.
And then I like the mystery element of this movie as well, but it was really a departure from Tom Hanks. Definitely. I mean, but then at that time he was making Joe versus the Volcano and
Turner and Hooch. But I think Tom Hanks does have a gift of seeing a good script.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. It's the connection to the material that he felt was fun to play.
Yeah, and it's a comedy, but it's different. It's a different kind of comedy.
Bruce Dern is that character that you just want to hate, that kind of neighbor type. But Bruce Dern, I kind of felt as though he did ham it up a lot in this.
Doesn't he start wearing like camouflage clothes and hiding in the trees and stuff
that's
to watch
it.
the family?
Yeah.
And
Which it kind of reminds. It's a little bit Last of the Summer Wine, to be honest with you. It's a little, there's a little
Without the
element
bathtubs.
without the bathtubs and without the ladders and the stockings and the newspapers and the cups of tea.
Well, famously, Tom Hanks had been to Yorkshire and he'd watched Last of the Summer Wine, and he went back and saw a Hollywood producer and said, "I think we should do this."
Yeah,
But in the suburbs.
In the suburbs, and just make it,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an unusual comedy. It's a fun romp that you can kind of go into no matter what. I think.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Why is this in the list? Tell me why do you what have I done?
I think you put it in the list because it's comic relief.
Yeah.
In the middle of all the
dark depression
horror films.
And I think
I think you're right to put it in because the family are sort of, they look kind of inbred Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque without Leatherface there, but they do look like a horror family.
Yeah,
this is the one for. So, listeners, if you want a film you want to watch with the family, get the Burbs on.
And then watch Martyrs.
Yeah, then watch Martyrs. Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Just don't even tell the kids that you're switching it. Just don't even switch to the credits of this movie. Just go straight to Martyrs.
Yeah.
It's one of those films where you said before that it could, with When a Stranger Calls, it might do with a remake. It might do well having a remake, maybe.
Yeah. Or going back to the same, like Tom Hanks now, Bruce Dern now, Carrie Fisher. Oh wait, but it could, like revisit the
Corey Feldman now.
Yeah, why not? Give him a break.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they'd have to do with it to replace the Carrie Fisher character, they'd have to bring the daughter in because they're doing that for everything now.
Yeah,
either which is okay. But
they could just use leftover footage from the Star Wars films.
Do you know what?
Apparently what they're doing with the next Star Wars film is she's going to be in it and quite a substantial part.
Yeah. And she hasn't even seen the script. It was probably just her at lunch.
Yeah. She's probably that pissed.
Oh,
you got a drunk set. Just go, Carrie.
Just go for it. Just ad-lib that. The Burbs. Yeah, it's just one of those comedies it's the darkest fun comedy that there is, really. That could fit into a Halloween genre. I think that could just slide in there. As a remake, maybe it would be interesting to see this being redone with the same cast.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And
or just like a revisit. So
a revisit.
Where are they now? And
like Trainspotting 2.
Yeah, B2.
The Burbs squared.
Yeah. This time they're pissed off.
Walter's back.
Yeah.
With Donald Sutherland's hair for a change.
Yeah, just his hair.
Yeah, just his hair. Just the hair's back.
On a chair.
Oh man. But it's day 10 and I think we are losing it. I love it. I love that. No, it's day 11. Sorry, it's 11th
day 11.
October, and we are losing it. I love it.
Stir crazy.
Fantastic. So
I get that. It's a film the Burbs I can watch. It's a classic.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's a good film.
So yeah, that's it.
If you're not seeing it and you want to see a little quirky black comedy, watch it.
Watch it
Yeah.
and then watch something else
Yes.
quickly.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Black Christmas, Lois Lane. Go.
Isn't this how you started one of the frame by frames once?
I think so.
Exorcist. You just said,
Exorcist,
because we had a
Linda Blair,
complaint. We had a
go.
complaint. We had a complaint that our intros were too long. Yeah.
Oh, we did, yeah, because we've gone on for ages.
I mean, yeah. And then the next episode, we just decided to go straight into it. And then we milked it for about 10 minutes talking about and everything else but The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Just to annoy people. Are you getting cold?
No, this is
good.
This is fine.
We're
I
gonna
know it's
talk-
getting deep into October now, but it still feels like it's August.
Well, man up, okay? The door's staying open, man. Come on. Okay, so this is it's the 12th of October. We're going to talk about Black Christmas.
Yes.
And it's a 1974 film.
Not the remake that I watched first.
You watched the remake first, and that's why we're having to
so
to make sure that you saw this one now. It was directed by Bob Clark. Yeah, I know him. And it
he's
stars
great. Bob's great.
Olivia Hussey, otherwise known as
Lois Lane.
no.
I know.
She's
You got no.
Juliet from Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
One that's the one that we all had to sit and watch in school.
Yeah.
Kia Dual.
Lois Lane.
I should know his name. Kia Dualia.
Yeah, that's Lois Lane.
That's the guy.
I know.
In fact, he's in 2 of these movies. He's here as much as Donald Sutherland's hair. Then we got Margot Kidder.
Clark Kent.
I know we're on day 12, but we are descending into madness already. and of course, the man who's in every single movie.
John Saxon. Enter the Dragon.
You name it.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. Oh, yeah, he's in Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
With Lois Lane. So Black Christmas is
Black Christmas.
sorority girls getting
Yeah.
stalked by a killer.
Yeah, so this is kind of like this was this is pre-Halloween. This is 1974.
Yeah, a lot of people say that Black Christmas was the original slasher flick, don't they?
More or less.
Yeah.
I'd say that the teen slasher film, the original teen.
Yeah. The
being
best
hunted down.
is Halloween.
The best.
I'm just going to say that
Are you
right
okay?
now. Don't go dissing John Carpenter.
No.
I'm playing with Watch Shadow.
I know. He's like his watch strap is literally just.
Well, what I was about to do is
Warren
if he
it.
didn't agree with
You're gonna
what I said,
kill
I was
me with
going
a
to
little
kill
pin.
I was just going to slash his throat open.
So during the Christmas break, a group of sorority girls are stalked by a stranger, but he kind of just makes his way in, kills a girl, sticks her in the attic, and lives there for the rest of the film.
Yeah, but some of the shots I really like is where you can, her dad's outside.
Yeah,
And they're rallying around to try and find her, and you're seeing it from her corpse's perspective.
the corpse's perspective.
You know,
through
and
the
I thought
bag.
that's quite a really dark
It is.
shot. You know what I mean?
It is.
What I was most impressed with was when you assume it's this guy who's ringing them.
Yeah,
You never really know, do you?
that's true. We don't.
Or
It's
you
the
assume
whole...
it's this guy who's ringing them. The stuff he says to them over the phone is quite repulsive.
It's great.
Yeah, I know, it's 74.
For 74. I mean, right now, I mean, if they, I'm not too sure what happened in the remake, but I don't think this kind of stuff would have gone in there, right?
No, it didn't. And I mean, there's a C-bomb in there.
Yeah.
He wants to put his thick thing into a moist sea.
Which
I was genuinely surprised by it.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa, yeah.
dirty
You
bastard.
gotta think that this also came right off the bat of The Exorcist, and they thought we're gonna have to make sure we put that in there.
C-bomb in every
C-bomb
film.
in every film.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it was, and for that, it was a little bit more realistic. You know, it's not that we're condoning it at all, the behavior of a man who calls sorority girls, but we're actually saying that if you're going to do it, that's the way you do it. You know,
Absolutely,
if you're going to,
Yeah. That's the way I wouldn't do it any other way.
that's the how-to, folks, not a cautionary tale. So yeah, it's yeah, I really like this film. It didn't really push the Christmas envelope too hard. It didn't
No,
say
it didn't, no.
You know, it had the Christmas party at the beginning, But it was not like Gremlins where you had to throw in every single little bit of Christmas in there.
No. The alcoholic, the woman who runs the house.
She is amazing.
Yeah, really
She, hilarious.
great. She
And
is.
yeah, and a real breath of fresh air in a film like you needed her in there. Otherwise, it would have been very stark.
Yeah, I like the chemistry between her and the dad. Because he's so straight-laced and everyone's like...
And she's got all those... Yeah, she's
Yeah, she
covering
puts her hand over the bits in the poster.
comic timing.
Yeah.
She has it. And Margot Kidder, she genuinely plays quite a sleazy kind of a character in this. Very...
Yeah.
And you kind of think, well, this is pre-Lois Lane. So she's getting it out of her system and going straight and becoming mainstream later on, which was fantastic. That's what we remember her for. But this
When was the Amityville Horror? What year was that?
Amityville Horror, ooh, do you know what? I'd love to have a look. Shall we go and find? I was at 78. It's the same year as Superman.
And the same year as Halloween,
And the same year as Halloween.
which is the best stalker film.
It is, yeah. And Olivia Hussey, Lawrence Olivia Hussey, Shakespearean girl. She got the role because she was
79.
in... It was 79, was it?
Right.
Olivia Hussey got the role because she was in Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And Kia Dual, well, of course, he was in 2001,
Yeah.
The Space Odyssey. They were a little bit flat. I felt those two characters, I mean, for the boyfriend and the girl, they were a little bit more subdued than the sorority leader, Margot Kidder, and, of course, the older woman
Yeah.
who drinks. Do you think that's a good thing for this film? Did they have to be punchy or clever? Because they really weren't that memorable.
No, but in a group of people,
Yeah.
you generally would have the more low-key members.
Yeah, but when I compare it to Scream, for example, when I think of Neve Campbell, at least Neve Campbell had a little bit more snap to her.
Yeah.
She kind of was more the victim, I think. You know, but other than that, that's my only criticism of it. But for the rest of the criticism of it sounded very slurred then.
Well, you're on your third bottle of whiskey.
I am, and it's damn evil stuff. So yeah, other than that, it's a very, very, very good film.
And it's
I
really
enjoyed
worth
it.
watching because of how many films have copied that idea afterwards. Literally hundreds.
And they don't reference this. It's another film that's not referenced for doing what has literally just created an entire subgenre of horror.
Yeah, because you could sort
Yeah.
of say that Scream stole off this as well.
Yeah, and Halloween stole off this as well.
Halloween did not steal off anything.
No, Halloween didn't steal
Halloween was
anything.
perfect. Halloween was the
Yeah.
first slasher film. It just came after this.
So,
Not a lie, it's a made-up truth.
would you watch this every year?
Yes, I would.
It would. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
yeah, it's a good one.
It's quite
definitely.
nice. It's enjoyable. It's not just slasher. It's not kill. It's got a little bit of story behind it.
It has, and it's sort of kill and then.
And let's have a laugh.
Let's
Yeah. So fantastic. So that's
Yeah.
day 12, and no birthday celebrations today.
No.
You haven't
Being
ruined
as
any.
it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 days after my birthday.
I know, but it just seems to all blur into one day, you know?
Well, I do have because it's my 40th. I'm having a birthday month.
Are you?
That's why I'm doing this. It's my birthday present to myself.
Great. Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I can be a part of that.
I'm so lucky.
You wanted to come and sit here in a cabin.
Yeah, a
As it grows
cabin
dark.
in the woodland.
Pink sky tonight.
Devil's condom. Half in the bag.
Pizza rolls.
Fuck movies.
Welcome.
13th of October, unlucky for some.
I keep eating.
That's okay.
What's my problem?
You want to stay alive?
I have like 10 minutes in a day where I don't need to eat. It's like people who go to the cinema and eat food.
What is that?
What's going
Are
on?
you a child? Can you not
For
not
2
eat
hours?
for 2 hours? Yeah, I've seen people come in with like Tupperware boxes with Chinese food in there and stuff. And you just, what are you doing?
They just want to rush it to get to the sex.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's not a very good date night. So feeding frenzy. Well,
Yes.
I think we're on course. We've set the tone.
Yeah, I think we have. Yeah, absolutely. So Red Letter Media, guys.
Yeah, so think it's kind of like a very domesticated, low budget, Langoliers in your home, kind of meatballs in the basement kind
Yeah.
of story with Plinkett.
Star Wars The Phantom Menace was the most disappointing thing since my son. I mean, how much more could you possibly fuck up the entire backstory to Star Wars?
So if you ever look at things on the internet, and if you ever go onto YouTube, and if you're interested in film, then by now you would have found Half in the Bag,
Yeah, Red Letter Media.
Best of the Worst,
Yeah.
by Red Letter Media.
Yeah.
And they're prolific film viewers of schlock movies. They love to rip apart movies. They ripped apart Star Wars Episode 1 famously.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and they keep making them, but they're not as good. They're just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like repeat, rehash.
I do like it's the most disappointing thing since
since
my son. This is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, great guys. I think sometimes they've got a little bit too much to say for themselves, and I think they've got a bit of a
I think they just
high opinion
became
of themselves.
they became their own entity, and because of that, they're expected to kind of do that kind of thing. So it's just but I've stuck with them, and they're okay. They haven't been making a lot of content lately, but this was was it about 5-6 years ago? They made this film on a shoestring budget. Of course, they're making loads of money now. With all the different YouTube channels, they've got Patreon, so they're making up to about, I think they're in they're millionaires by now, I'm sure.
You reckon?
Smells
really?
like it.
Wow.
I mean, if you think about all those YouTubers on there who are making kids videos, especially surprise egg videos,
Yeah.
they're all millionaires.
Yeah, well, some of them got like 50 million views.
I know, and they just sit there opening eggs, which has nothing to do with feeding frenzy, but we just have to mention that.
Well, yeah, because it's an internet YouTube bomb.
And we did do a parody of the egg lady, which
We did.
yeah.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Really funny.
But with Feeding Frenzy,
Well, what do you think of it? Do you think it's a good film?
it's a terrible film.
Yeah.
It's a really crass film, but because I know the guys and I know it's a pleasure to watch simply because of that. I mean, I in a way I kind of looked at their body of work, both of them, and Space Cop wasn't really a horror, and I just thought, Feeding Frenzy, I've got to put this on the list because everybody kind of reaches to films like Langoliers, and that was a naff film about meatballs with teeth.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, this is the same thing. This is just but this is actually better, I think, because it's real blood, really gory. It looked like a lot of fun it's fun to watch, so it's obviously fun to make.
Yeah, it is. You can. Yeah, they were just having a laugh. Sometimes when you're watching a film and it looks like everybody in it, we're having a really good time, usually means the film's going to be rubbish.
Sometimes, yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's only if it's got the Wayans family in there, all of them,
Yeah.
and then it's usually going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. But
Unless they're playing with a hand grenade. That'd be nice.
okay, yeah, we can wait.
Yeah. White chicks too. But yeah, it's dreadful, but great in equal measure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
We know Plinkett. I mean, Plinkett's this character who who has just been known by voice only because of the Star Wars Episode 1 reviews,
Yeah.
and to begin with, to listen to him is like, what am I listening to? And then you kind of get to know who he is, and then of course now he's in this film, played by Rich Evans, who is kind of like the visual Plinkett.
yeah.
He doesn't do the voice in the same way that Mike and I don't think I know what I'm saying. Stoklasa.
Stoklasa,
Yeah,
Mike Stoklasa.
But yeah, he does a really good Plinkett voice. But Rich Evans kind of became the visual element of that. And Jay Bowman, he's hilarious in it. He plays the same character that he generally does on the show.
Yeah.
Just kind of the dizzy, you know. And yeah, I think it's a fun film for Halloween. Halloween sometimes has to not always be super serious or constructed or quality. It can just be people just messing around. This could have just been made in the house during Halloween, and that kind of film. So that's why it's in there. It's totally off the rails in terms of quality, but that's the point.
Where could people find this?
You go to, I think it's Red Letter Media Bandcamp,
Right.
and you can buy it for $10, and it goes to their incredibly lucrative bank account, which is full of money. And they've got a huge studio in Milwaukee where they just make schlock.
Bless them. You know what?
They are
Well
living
done.
the dream.
Well done to them. They started off with just nothing. and
Doing
built
wedding
it up.
videos. Doing wedding videos they started off doing.
Fantastic.
And they
Well,
thought,
look
well,
where
do
they
you know
are.
what? We can just make schlock and review schlock. And there's this thing called YouTube. Bingo!
Yeah.
Boom! Done. Great. So
Gotta grab the zeitgeist while it's fresh.
exactly, but that's what it's like. That was just America at the right time. Imagine trying that here. I mean, to get a group of people who are interested in making films. I found one,
Yeah.
and he's sitting across from
Hello.
me.
We made a
Actor,
film.
lighting, everything. You were the driver. My God, it's just two of us.
Yeah. It's I don't. Is it a different thing here with that, with ideas? Where is it the American? You get the feeling of things can be done. It's the American dream. Where here everyone's kind of like,
I think they've got the space. I
Yeah.
think that it's cheaper space, so then their ideas are bigger. Here, it's kind of like, well, we've got a cabin. It's 3x4,
Yeah.
and we've got some equipment. How many people can we fit in there? 2.
Yeah. Let's do that then.
That's it. It's about. I think we're just in a smaller goldfish bowl, and that's people are. Yeah, can't be bothered.
I think that's what it is. I think it's. Wow, this is going on deep, but I didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
this
fine.
would go. Yeah, you get a feeling in America where you're taught to believe that whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can achieve whatever. We're here. You get a feeling of a kind of,
People don't understand.
well, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm
Finish
like-
school, go to college, go to uni, get a job, pay taxes,
Yeah.
retire, die.
If you're in your 40s, you shouldn't be hanging around other guys making movies.
Yeah.
Basically, and they find that a bit weird. They're all playing golf, going, "Look at those schmucks making a film."
Yeah, those creative people.
Yeah, look at them with his mask. But there you go. So yeah, let's not go too far because this could be the longest episode ever.
Yeah,
but we have
all right.
gone.
Nip that in the butt now.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good because it's true. So Feeding Frenzy, Red Letter Media,
Hit it up.
hit it up,
Yeah.
bag it up,
Yeah.
half in the bag.
Half in the bag.
Fuck movies. Now for a word from our sponsor. Very disappointing. What was that, a frog? Let's go.
2 weeks in.
2 weeks?
Yeah, the 14th of October.
Oh, sorry. Adjusting my microphone. That sounded great. Thank you so much. So what's the date today?
It's the 14th of October.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing all right. We're doing
all
great.
We're doing good. We're doing fantastic.
31 Days of Horror. We're,
Oh, God.
the alternative list. No
They said we-
Shining.
Yeah,
No.
they said we couldn't do it, but we can.
They were wrong. They were wrong. We're doing this.
Just so doing it.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out the blog at medium.com/Stephen P. Radford. There's a write-up for every single one of these films for all 31 days. So, don't forget to check those out too.
Yeah, because he spent a long time writing them.
2 months.
Oh,
Newborn baby. And and then there's 31 movies. It's great. So this one was a really interesting find. I wasn't too sure when I saw the poster for this. I thought, this is going to be. So should we tell about the film Haunting of Julia?
yep.
Because it wasn't Rosemary's Baby.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
It's Mia Farrow in a horror film.
Yeah, Without
but it's
Polanski.
not Rosemary's Baby. I was about to say Julia's Eyes then, but it's not. This is Haunting of Julia. 2 films with the name Julia in it. This is great. So, The Haunting of Julia is a very sad tale. It opens up with a family having breakfast.
Yep.
And the daughter suddenly starts to choke.
Yeah.
And she's got something lodged in her throat. She passes out. They think she's going to die. And so Mia Farrow, the character, not Mia Farrow, the actress,
Who knows? Maybe
who knows?
Maybe this just actually happened and you built a film around it.
Yeah. Emergency tracheotomy with a tomato knife.
Yeah.
The husband was reluctant to do this. He wasn't too sure if it should be done. She goes ahead and does it anyway. She just slices her throat to try and get her to breathe, and she ends up killing her.
Yes.
Which is
just the worst.
akin to this is very similar to Don't Look Now, The Drowning, but I think this is much worse. Luckily, they did not show. I wonder if there is a cut of this.
The actual.
Yeah. Because they do not show it, but you know it's going on. You don't need to see it.
It's the Reservoir Dogs ear cut thing.
It is.
Yeah.
You know it's going on, and you know it's the worst thing you would ever have to do to a child in order to try and save their life.
Yeah. But it's not showing is worse, I think. Because your mind, like, every facial expression you just pulled in with your brain went with that.
Yeah.
What happened? You know what I mean? It's like, by not seeing it, it's worse, because whatever your mind can conjure up.
And watching this movie straight away, for about a week after watching it, these kids just had soft porridge.
Yeah.
They were not going to have a single lump in their food. It does that to you.
Yeah,
it's that kind of a feeling. So she moves out. It becomes estranged from her. She goes into hospital, of course. She has problems. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, I think
I'm with
I
her
wanted
on
to
this.
go into the hospital after watching it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
It's enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really traumatic.
So she tries to get her life back together. Her husband is kind of like a bit of a trouble for her, a bit of a difficulty.
Yeah.
I don't know who's. It's hard to take sides in this case because he's a little bit insensitive, a little bit of a businessman, business first, family second.
Yeah, he's into work.
He's trying to just get over it and move on, and she's just wallowing in it, and so she starts to feel as though that she's there in this new house, and the whole film is about her kind of trying to let go.
Yeah.
But the daughter is constantly there as a ghost, as a presence. And I do actually. Do you know what? Now I'm talking about it, I cannot remember the ending of this movie.
Peter Sells is in it, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
For a brief second, he plays Compo, or whatever he is, and he falls over and goes, "Oh!"
Isn't he just like the one little bit of comic relief throughout the whole bleak film?
And you kind of forgive it for that.
Yeah.
You kind of think, oh, well, that's, needed. But yeah, you got to have it. It's Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost. It's that little moment. But it's so Last of Summer Wine, and,
Yeah.
he gets pushed over because he's the nosy neighbor. He just goes, oh, like that.
Yeah.
Which is okay. It's
I suppose so.
It's a very small part. So what did you reckon?
I just thought it was I can't say I enjoyed the film.
It's a Straw Dogs kind of
It is. It's a
Wicker
film
Man.
You sort of
endure
the film. Yeah, you don't enjoy it. You make it to the end and think, oh God, I'm thinking he's going to hug up my children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you check the kids? There's a lot of those in here. There's a lot of.
Hadley's tired.
Hallie's tired. I'm going to go and put him down.
Okay, I'll take your headphones off.
Yeah.
Top 15. Top 15. Top 15.
Hello and welcome to day 15 of
31 days of horror.
31 Days of Horror. That's 31 movies in 31 days.
I've not even broke a sweat yet.
You're doing all right.
I'm doing all right.
I think I nearly lost it on around about number 11.
Yeah,
when we talked
well,
about the
that was-
Burbs.
Yeah, I saw it's ancient history now.
Ancient history. It's like when I think we've had movies where we've actually talked about like all the films of Alien films, and we got to Alien versus Predator Requiem, and we just left. I think
Yeah,
we-
it's
did
like,
we walk out of that one?
I think so.
Oh, but yeah. So sometimes it's just so hard to really talk about it, and then you've got other films like the film Triangle, which we're going to talk about now, which I think has a lot going for it. What do you
Absolutely.
think?
Yeah, it's a great film. Yeah. I
Was
really
it a
enjoyed
surprise to you? Did you think that this was going to be just a mediocre?
I thought it was going to be a film about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, but they really didn't.
No, it's not about that at all.
Triangle being a bit of a symbol of
yeah, like yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like Groundhog Day.
But even though
but not funny.
yeah, because whereas a circle is the same thing happening over and over again, a triangle has points on it
Yeah.
where things can just change,
Yeah.
and it's done really well. This
It is, yeah. So it starts with a single mother.
Yeah.
Again. We find a little trope here. There's a lot of single mothers.
definitely a lot of single mothers,
Well, 3 so far.
so many.
But she's not a good mother. She's really mean to a kid.
Yeah, and yeah, but there's the duality where we don't realize that we're seeing something else,
No.
and we don't realize it because they've done it really well. They've edited it really well.
Yeah, they have.
Because we don't realize in the title sequence that we're actually seeing more than one mother.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a little bit. There's more going on here, and it's so hard to talk about this without really spoiling it.
Yeah, so she goes on.
She's left a kid.
She leaves a kid.
Where we don't know.
No, she sort of guesses at school.
yeah
She said, "Where's your kid at school?" You go, "Well, it's Saturday," and he's like, "Oh, well, he goes to a special school," but
Yeah.
she's really out of it.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
we don't know why.
And she meets her friends. This one lad has definitely got the hots for her, and they go on this boat, and they go in, and it's lovely. They're on the boat. She has a
Yeah.
little sleep to make herself feel a bit better.
Yeah.
And then they're on, and then this weird all day wind just goes, doesn't it? And this very bizarre electrical storm comes over.
That's where you think it's going to be the Bermuda Triangle.
what I
you
thought
think
the
that's where we
Bermuda
are.
Triangle.
Like, oh, right, here we go.
And then a big ship comes out, doesn't it? And you're thinking, well, definitely Bermuda.
Well,
Triangle
first
here.
of all, they have a storm.
yeah, they have the storm.
They have the storm, and they're shipwrecked on the undercarriage of their
Yeah.
boat, and they're waiting for rescue, and this boat just comes in. And
He asks for it to stop. It stops.
yeah,
You get on it. And then things start to go a little weird.
yeah, and at first you just think, oh, this is just going to be a ghost ship story, and
Yeah.
they're going to be chased by a psycho, and one of them's going to be left alive at the end. It kind of,
Because it starts with that. It starts as someone starts to...
yeah,
There's like a shooter on the
there is, yeah,
on the
yeah,
ship, and then she ends up having a fight with this shooter, and she kicks it off the boat,
yeah,
and then it starts to go weird.
yeah.
Because
Which,
at one
thank
point,
goodness.
because at one point when she's trying to help someone who's just been stabbed, they're all shouting at her like, "Why did you do that to him? Why did you do that?" And you've been with her the entire time, and you know she didn't do that, but they all think she did.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what transpires through the film sort of
It undoes
answers those
itself.
questions,
It starts off you're thinking it's going to be a cliche movie, one of
Yeah.
those just typical movies. It breaks every rule.
Yeah, it does.
It's the film you just have to watch more than once to get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was a big surprise to me. This movie, I was actually overwhelmed at how clever it was.
Yeah.
I literally had to just rewatch that opening credit sequence again and again to just get it.
Yeah.
And to see, did the director slip up? Did they actually know what they were doing here? They did it flawlessly. They figured it out. Every
yeah.
single cut, every single slice. They were smart
Yeah.
and to the point.
Do you think it's a little bit too self-aware?
No,
No?
I think until you actually get to the end, I mean, I think it's only ever self-aware when you have something like in Sixth Sense where they have to take the audience by the hand and say, "Look what we did!
Yeah.
Look what we did! We totally fooled you. He was dead all along."
What?
You haven't seen The Sixth
No,
Sense?
I've not seen it yet. No.
What you
He's dead. Who? Bruce Willis.
but damn, this is awkward.
But the way it ties up at the end,
Yeah,
well, does and doesn't.
it doesn't, because you have to rewatch it.
Yeah, and it's
To see how it
such
ties
an
up.
incredible, like, to know the reason she
Yeah.
goes on
Yeah,
the boat ride.
yeah,
is
and where
to
the kid
try
is and everything. It's like, oh my good.
It's not got a happy ending.
No, it hasn't. But then the triangles rarely. It's a fantastic film. I think it's a very well done. Melissa George, Home and Away fame. She used to play Angel in the soap opera.
Okay.
Home and Away, the Australian soap opera.
Okay.
I haven't seen her since then, so it was nice to see her doing something, and she acted really
Yeah,
well
she's
in
really
this.
good. There's a Hemsworth in it. One of the Hemsworth brothers.
There are more than one.
Yeah.
Oh no!
There's Thor.
Is this kind of like the
There's Liam.
Wilson brothers kind of thing going on, where they just start popping out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Baldwin's.
Or Baldwins.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of came as a package.
They did have varying degrees. It was like twins with them, wasn't it? One's like great and the rest of them like. And you get to the bottom of the gene pool. Poor old
Stephen, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend this film so much.
Yeah. I'm
It's
glad.
great.
I'm glad that I found it. Because I was a big surprise.
See, I'd watched it before,
Yeah.
and I'd watched it with the ex, and she hated it. I remember really liking it, but she'd go, "Oh, it was rubbish. It was too arty farty," was her words.
Arty farty.
Yeah.
But that's probably why you kind of question, was it too self-aware? No, it wasn't. Arty
I
farty.
think arty farty was her
way of saying I don't get it.
I don't get it. It's clever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's which is fair enough. Not everybody's going to get it.
No.
But that's the whole reason why you have to watch it twice. Maybe it didn't quite sink in with me because I needed to see it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really helped it for me is repeat viewings. And I will have this in my list this Halloween and next Halloween and beyond.
Yeah. So this is one you'll visit every year.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's if I had 31 movies, this is one of them.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And
And it's got, and it's quite bloody at times.
yeah,
Some of those kills are tough.
and it's surprising because it has a moment where there's lots and lots and lots of things,
yeah,
and they're all in different stages of decomposition. And I'm not going to give it away.
yeah,
but
yeah.
so well done.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
like
well done.
30, 40 of the things.
And it does make you think in your own mind, what would you be doing if this was going on with you? This is if there's
There's a part in it where
Yeah.
she thinks, I've cracked it.
oh
I know
yeah,
how to get out of this. So they go through the thing. But by the time, and then you figure out, no, that's happened before as well.
yeah.
It's so hard to talk about without
It is. I
ruining
mean,
it.
it's like if Groundhog Day had a hidden backstory before the day before he actually started. I think it starts the day before Groundhog Day, doesn't it? It begins when he arrives in town.
When he arrives in town, and then it starts. doesn't
It's
it?
almost as if what would have
a Sonny and
if
Cher
there was
song.
something going on before then that affected his entire decision making, that it turns out at the end that made you realize, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
It's almost as if it's an additional loop that kind of boomerangs back on itself, and I think that's why it's so clever, and that's why it's arty farty. Ugh,
Oh,
whatever.
God, yeah, you have to think
Get
about
over
it. I don't want
yourself.
that.
Yeah. So, so
But
there we
great
go.
film. Great
Yeah,
film.
great film, and it's definitely on the list. So recommended. Great posters. Love the posters for Triangle the movie. I might even get one of those on the wall. Yeah. Thank you very much, Andy. That's day 15.
Phew.
What was that? That was like a exhale
Exorcist.
relief. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, great. See you
That's
tomorrow.
it. Yep.
Let's do more of it tomorrow.
That concludes episode 3 of this 6-part limited revisit of 31 Days of Horror. For essays on all films featured in this program, go to StephenRadford.com. And now, some words from our sponsors at Liquid Storage Bags.
Now, Bob, consider this next question very carefully.
Liquid storage bags! You will never get caught short again thanks to liquid storage bags!
Here you get 8. That's right, 8 bags in which you can store your very own liquid items.
Bags are sold separately, liquid not included.
The attractive cardboard box is easy to open.
With each wonderfully transparent, durable, and easily accessible.
Ready to go! That's right, when you've got to go,
Liquid storage bags are there for you! Liquid storage bags?
That's right,
Liquid storage bags!
They're sleek, sturdy, and stylish. And what's more, you can write all the information you need right there on the bag, where the space is provided.
Warning, do not write on liquid storage bags. Liquid storage bags cannot be found in any store, by phone, or online.
So you know that liquid storage bags are the product for you.
And only you!
What's it called?
Liquid storage bags!
Ah, yeah!
Liquid storage bags!